All right, guys, welcome back to Excel Media. I'm Jack.
This is Phil, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how to market a six-figure personal training business.
Awesome.
Let's get into it.
I think in the beginning for your personal training business, your base marketing tactic was going off Yelp, right?
Yeah, oh man, I got a lot to say about Yelp. All right, so Yelp is a pretty terrible company. They have no morals, things like that.
Right.
They're terrible at that.
Right.
However, they are a very powerful source of marketing.
Right.
Especially if you live in LA or California, or in just the US in general.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Where do you go to find your biggest restaurants, right? You got to go on Yelp.
Right.
Same goes for gyms. Same goes for service businesses, right? You got to play the game of Yelp, and what I mean by you kind of know this, right? We set up
for sure.
The Yelp for Asian Fit Me.
I guess the way to better put it is Yelp is crap for business owners, but as a customer clientele, it's fine. You're going to use it all the time. That's your goal.
So
right?
you need to get on Yelp.
Yeah, exactly.
And fight through that. So let's kind of talk about Yelp is the biggest thing. Yelp is the biggest converter of clients, and it's the number one source of marketing for my businesses and for our business.
Right. So can you kind of tell us what's the base type of things, foundations you need to do on Yelp to be successful?
All right, so let's start off with the 4 pictures you get, your featured pictures, right? These 4 pictures are going to sell the client to come with you, right? You need to make this. For example, for me, I have 4 pictures to sell the gym.
Right.
And what I like to do for the first one is I like to just make it a basic photo of how beautiful my gym looks. I want to make it look as good as possible. Big, spacious. I want to make it look clean, friendly, inviting. And the second one, I call this like the hero picture, right? Okay. You want to make it all about the client. For this have the client. You can tell that she's a client because you'll be in your uniform, and the client is working out, doing some crazy fun exercise. Right. It could be like kickboxing or doing something fun and exciting, so that when someone sees that, it's like, oh wow, this is a kickboxing gym. They do kickboxing here too, right?
Yeah.
The third one would be a kind of like a picture of the trainer. Just to kind of show, hey, this is the trainer, this is who you're going to be working with, so I hope you feel comfortable with this guy. So make this picture not intimidating, right? We don't want your buffest picture, or we don't want we just want you looking good, looking like you did your hair and things like
inviting,
that.
Right?
Inviting and friendly and comfortable.
Cool.
Because people are intimidated when they go to the gym, what I mean? And so the last one would be a transformation picture. You need to put some proof of the results that you're going to get from this program, right? So those 4 pictures are kind of the basis of Yelp, and there's gonna be a lot more pictures that you have to post on. Those are just what you can put whatever you want there, as long as those first 4 are really, really solid.
Right.
You'll see it when you look up any like really nice restaurant, for example. Like they'll have 4 beautiful plates of food. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Usually that determines it. Yeah.
It's like, man, I want to eat there.
Yeah.
And they'll have that nice restaurant picture too.
Right.
Like, ooh, this is a nice date spot, right? Think about you as a customer looking at Yelp, right?
Exactly.
That's what you want to do for
exactly.
Your Yelp page.
So always think from the customer's perspective, right?
Exactly, right.
And I think most importantly, I think everyone's wondering, what about reviews? How do you get those 5 stars?
Oh yeah, so reviews. Oh man, so this is what I mean by Yelp is a shitty company, right?
All right, get into it, man.
Yeah, man. Like I got things to say, man. Like, look up on YouTube Yelp extortion.
Yeah.
Right. Yelp literally will try to extort your business or practice extortion in your business by saying like, yo, we have these ads.
Yep.
$600 to $1,000 a month.
Yep.
They don't work, but if you do it, we'll keep your reviews up. They kind of like hint that to you. Right? They call you up.
Oh yeah.
They
call you like crazy. Oh, I gotta talk about that. You know when we first started Yelp for Asian Fit Meals? Crazy. This Yelp lady kept calling me, and then the way she does it, like, it's kind of shady, because the way she puts it is like, oh, like this isn't about paying or nothing. I'm just trying to help you set up your business. And at like 40 minutes through, you feel like, oh, like I already sat through 40 minutes. I should just keep going at it, right? Because she's like, oh, putting your bios and whatever. And she's like, all right, so like to help you get more leads, how about we start running these ads for you? Let me get your credit card number. I'm like, what? It's like, I already told you in the beginning 30 minutes, my business is not completely set up yet. My website's not 100%. So how could you, as a Yelp employee, be like, I'm trying to help your business by getting your credit card and marketing an empty website?
At least wait for that shit.
Like, that's where the customer service really cuts out for me. I'm like, dude, you're not helping my business. If you are, you're going to think from my shoes, right?
Yeah, and look at those YouTube videos, right? There's people that straight up just said, no, I'm not going to sign up for ads. And what happens next, right? They get this weird ass shady one star review on their business. And that's extortion.
Right.
That's saying we're gonna mess up your business if you don't sign up for our accounts. Right? And so here's our method of dealing with that. Right. There's a lot of YouTube videos on this too.
Yeah.
But here's our method. Right. When you're on that first consultation call about the ad,
right,
be friendly. Be like their bro. You know,
yeah,
be their friend. Yo, like what's up?
Right. Right.
Yo, ad $600. That's like nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I was on that phone call for like
exactly,
40
right?
minutes.
You stay on there. You're like, whoa, this is such an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
You gotta like make it sound like you're a dumbass, right?
Right.
And like really just sell them on like, oh, this guy's gonna buy ads, like crazy, right? So you know, in that call, you just kind of be like, yo, like yeah, and afterwards you're like, you just end the conversation like this. You just go like, yo, yeah, I'm not really ready for ads yet, but yo, I'm interested.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to you about it soon. And then every time you see a call from Yelp, you'll know their numbers because it's like a weird ass number.
Yeah, I remember that.
You always remember that. Just don't answer them.
Right.
Now they just know that you're like a customer.
Yeah.
And after a month, they'll stop.
Right.
They'll stop calling you and they'll stop bothering you about that. So that's the way to play the game of Yelp. Right.
You gotta play the game, man.
But unfortunately, the second part of the game, which is you have to buy a page upgrade.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did do that.
You do have to pay, which is a small fee, so it's totally fine. It's totally worth it. The page upgrade you need to get is only the slideshow. Remember that. If you're gonna take one thing out of the video, only get the slideshow feature because that's how you get those first 4
that's really important.
pictures on your Yelp.
Yeah. If you don't buy it, Yelp randomly just selects whatever the customer thinks they want to see or whatever. But you want to have control over that. Put your 4 best pictures on top. Like that's what's gonna sell your business and get the click.
So if you don't have if anyone uploads a picture, if you don't have the slideshow, that picture is gonna be featured.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're in control of those first 4, which is worth it. It's like $30 a month.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, $30 a month for like all the money you make, 8, 10, 11, 14.
Right. And for that 30, like on record to Yelp, you're technically on the good side because you're a customer to them instead of like, oh, he's non-paying, he's on here. We had to keep calling him to get like a sale or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you play the game.
Right.
So, just kind of fake it till you make it for Yelp. And they're valuable. They're a shit company, yes, but you can work their game. Right?
Yeah.
And so so set up your Yelp, lead them to your website. Try to put an offer there as well, like a free personal training session. Always have a lead magnet. Always you need one. So the second one would be Google My Business. Google My Business is also key. There's more people on Google than there are on Yelp, for sure.
Right.
The problem I have with Google My Business though is that conversion rates are really low.
Oh yeah, you don't get as much because Google does tend to push you towards buying AdWords space, but you do want to get Google My Business because if you want to end up on like Apple Maps, like you want to type in whatever my business name and have it show up somewhere, you're gonna want that because at the end of the day, search. Sorry guys, our battery ran out on our cameras just right now, but we are back. So let's continue on marketing.
I think we were on Google My Business and the conversion rates for that.
Right.
Yeah. So we talked about Yelp and Google My Business. So Google My Business would be secondary. Right. Because it doesn't convert as well.
Yep.
I would say out of all the clients I get, Google My Business is probably 20% per month. So 80% would come from Yelp. Right. So it's important to have that because you need to rank it over time to be like one of the biggest listings. Let's say someone types in gyms near me. Right. You want that to be.
Yeah, you want to pop up. Yeah.
Right? You want to. Then the only way to do that is to get on Google My Business. Yeah. And to just rank it for SEO.
Right. Because honestly, if you think about it from anyone's perspective, the first thing when you have a question these days, where do you go to? Google.
Google, exactly.
Yeah. Right. So that's your number one place you want to be on. Even if it doesn't convert, you need the presence.
Yeah, and a good way to kind of get your gym or whatever your thing is to like the number one spot is to write some articles, some blog posts. That's for another video. Blogging in itself is a great way to make some money. I'm currently in the process of doing that, but what I've seen is I have like 10 articles so far that has ranked number one on Google. Right. And that's boosted my gyms near me ranking way higher. So if you look up anywhere in the Walnut, Diamond Bar, Chino Hills region, if you type in gyms near me, Aspire Fitness is going to show up. Right. Because of those 10 articles. Google trusts my website more because of those 10 articles. Right. And because of that, it's something called the snack pack, which when you type in like any restaurant or something, and you see those like, those 3 little locations on with the Google Maps, right. That's called the snack pack. And to get on there, you need Google to trust you. And one of the fastest ways to do that is to write some articles that rank. Some helpful content with the articles. Right?
And I think just to kind of sum it up for Google, what they really want is a trusted website that's constantly updated so they know it's real, it's a real working business. Yep. What they don't want is like a bot spam content, repeated keywords like that. The algorithm can tell these days is really smart. Like what Philip is doing, providing his website with a bunch of content that's relevant to people. Overall, Google is going to trust his website, and hey, his website's going to get bumped up in the local search.
Exactly. So, and for SEO on your business, on your website, your homepage, it's crucial that like one of the H1 tag is whatever service you offer.
Right.
For me, it says personal trainers in Walnut, California. That's the very first thing you see when you go to my website, because that's going to tell Google this is a personal trainer in Walnut, California, right? So if anyone wants a personal trainer, they go to they just type it in. My thing's going to show up. That's going to go on the Snack Pack as well. That's going to help with the Snack Pack. And another tip I have for Google My Business: if you haven't started your business yet and you haven't named it, please consider putting the name of your city in the title of your website.
Oh, I see.
So my business is called Aspire Fitness, but it's called AspireFitnessWalnut.com.
Okay.
AspireFitnessWalnut.com. So anyone types in near Walnut, my gym's showing up because and no other gym in my area is doing that. And here's a pro tip: like if you know the other gyms, your competitors, their name in their domain name doesn't have your city name in it, you can tell Google, well, it's kind of a shady tactic, right? But it's not fair because they didn't commit to the name of Walnut, right? You can tell Google, hey, this business is actually just named, blah blah blah, not blah 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 with that city name. You can do that, but it's not really necessary. You will rank in the feed. Right. Google's main ranking factor for local businesses is how close you are to. So that's a huge part. But it doesn't hurt to go for the SEO options. Write some blog posts. I would recommend that if you really wanted to start ranking up higher in Google. And that'll boost your conversion rates up a little higher, but not too much. Right.
But it's something to do, right? It's kind of like why AAA is called AAA, because back then phone books, they wanted to be on top, so they were like AAA number one.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
That's pretty interesting. Okay.
So it's essentially the same thing. Business hasn't changed too much. Marketing is more or less same thing, different packaging.
Yeah, exactly. Just tell Google what you're about.
Right. Exactly.
Just do that.
Exactly.
So Google My Business. The last thing about Google My Business is you gotta get some reviews on there. That's the last thing.
Yeah.
So get some reviews on there. It's not too important, but Yelp, you gotta get those reviews in.
Oh yeah, Yelp for sure. That's your lifeline for service businesses.
Yes. Yelp, because Yelp ranks by reviews. Which is pretty stupid, which is part of their like extortion plan, right?
That's how they make their money.
Exactly, which is part of their extortion plan, right? They'll rank you based on the amount of reviews you have. But like you said, just play the game, and they can't take it down because you're such a loyal customer. You know what I mean? So get as many reviews as you can. It's really easy if you're in a service space because you're creating meaningful relationships with people. It's so easy during one last session. It's like, hey, you've lost 30 pounds. Can you write a review for me? They always say yes.
It never hurts to ask, guys. Honestly, asking. If you don't ask, they won't know. You know what I mean?
And if you hate your client, they hate you, right? Let's just say, for example, that happens, right? Just don't ask them for a review.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just not going to review your stuff. You know what I mean? And just don't ever mention it, because don't put that in their mind that they could write a review if you guys don't have a good relationship. So it's really easy to fend off the bad reviews, and it's really easy to get a lot of good reviews. I have the second most. I have the second most highest reviews and I'm the newest business in town, right? I have 70 reviews on my Yelp page, while my competitor has 100. They've been around for 10 years. I have 70 already in 1 year. I can get to like 200 by next year. You know what I mean? Well, now the shutdown happened, so I kind of
with the COVID, everyone's not too sure right now.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm confident because I have recurring memberships, which is going to be part of the third part about this. I have recurring memberships. I don't need to do sales again.
Exactly.
They're gonna come back, and I'm just gonna keep making. I'm gonna start over, but I'm gonna keep collecting memberships.
And that kind of goes back to setting up your foundation correctly.
Exactly. That's why step one matters so
much. Your pricing models, get that set, so eventually it builds up to you could be past it from the business. And it still runs.
And it just runs on its own. You just month by month
that's the goal.
More and more and more money. You get more and more members, and the best part is you can help more people, right? And that's why we really do this, right? To help more people. So we can talk about Facebook and Instagram.
I think Facebook and Instagram kind of goes together hand in hand, because Facebook did purchase Instagram. Any ads you run off Facebook, you had the option to kind of let it run on Instagram as well. So what are kind of like What are your takes on Facebook marketing?
To be honest about Facebook marketing, I haven't mastered it yet, so I can't really talk about it. But for Asian Fit Meals, a food business, that's been going great.
Yeah, service business too. So let's just kind of talk about what we've been running on Facebook so far and what we've seen success in.
For Asian Fit Meals, right?
Asian Fit Meals, yeah.
Dude, so we've put a beautiful picture of all our great foods. We like food
carousels,
style it. Yeah, we put carousels on our food. And that's converting like crazy, right?
And honestly, it comes down to understanding your customer base for food, whatever your product is. What do they want? Okay, sorry guys, last time our camera's gonna cut out, we promise. But where did we leave off?
Facebook ads.
Facebook ads. Okay, so we were saying with Facebook ads, where we did see success is with our meal prep business that we do. The successful ads we've seen on Facebook is more carousel, beautiful pictures, showing the clients what our food looks like.
Yeah, and food is a lot easier to market than personal training, right? So we've seen a lot of success there. But personal training is a little difficult because you got to show the movements, and people's attention spans are a lot lower now because of technology, right? So when it comes to Facebook ads on your business, then I'm still figuring it out. But we're testing a lot of things month by month. Right now we can't because of the shut-in, things like that. But once we're on our feet again, once everything's back to normal, we'll be straight back to testing. And I think that's the key for Facebook marketing. You got to test, A/B test, ABC test, ABCD test, all the tests.
Try the different marketing groups, try different clienteles, different interests. But at the end of the day, what doesn't change with Instagram, Facebook marketing, any marketing is knowing your product. And at the end of the day, we can't say you didn't see any success from your Facebook ad because you did do some video ads that knew the clientele, what they wanted out of personal training. And
I did get 4 clients out of it.
Right, exactly.
I did get 4 clients.
And that wasn't running it a long time or a really big budget. But with our food, we really understood the product of what people want to see in food. It's beautiful shots, trendy plates, right?
We get a ton of orders every week from our ad.
Exactly.
Because it's just easy to market. Because that's marketable on Facebook.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just figure it out. We're figuring it out to figure out whether it's a picture. The creative matters so much, right? Figure out whether it's like a transformation. You can post transformation stories on Facebook too. If I could, man, it would kill it. They don't have a policy about that. It's like false advertising.
I see.
But so that would kill it. But we can't do that as a gym. So best thing you could do is post like fun pictures of you and your clients, or like fun videos that are like 5-10 seconds long. Somehow you can manage to hook them in, which we're still trying to figure out to do. But once we do, you can bet we're gonna make a video on it. You know what I mean? So Facebook is kind of difficult, but Instagram. Instagram's good. Instagram is kind of like
open for everyone.
It's kind of just like a little portfolio you could have. Right. Saying like, hey, we exist.
Right.
And we're like real people. It kind of puts a face to the name, so it's just nice to have. And then my Instagram doesn't have a lot of followers, but it has a lot of conversions too.
Right, that's the important part. Like a lot of people in the beginning of Instagram, I think a lot of businesses and individual influencers got kind of confused to like, oh, I want these big numbers. That's what's going to give me sponsorships. That's what's going to give me clients. But then as people got used to the platforms, it became clear it's not the number of followers, but it's the number of conversions.
Exactly.
Right?
You couldn't have said it any better, right?
Right.
Think about a local business too, right? There's only a couple, there's like thousands of people here, right? There's not like millions of people in your city, maybe in LA, right? But like in a city like Walnut or like Diamond Bar, like if you had like 100K subscribers or followers, you're kind of iffy, right? There's not even 100,000 people in this city, right?
And then if they see your post, it only has like 50 likes. Something's going on.
Exactly. So just be real on Instagram. Show some awesome videos. You can be really creative on Instagram. You know what I mean? You can go for 1-minute videos. You can go IGTV now. For me, like my kickboxing is really popular on Instagram. Like they come to my website and then they go to my Instagram to check what do they do here. And that's the place where you put all your videos, all your helpful tips, all your beautiful pictures of the gym. And that's what makes the last sale. So Instagram is pretty important, but Facebook is something that you're gonna if you have the leeway to do that. If you have
it depends on your product too. At the end of the day,
exactly.
Some might work better on Instagram, some might work better on Yelp, others Facebook. It's kind of figuring out your product at the end of the day. But it's important still to try all of it. Don't limit yourself to one. Be like, oh, I'm only doing Instagram. But next day, Instagram's dead. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Right?
You guys don't underestimate the power of organic traffic.
Oh, yeah. Organic's so important. At the end of the day, you can pay for all the traffic you want, but the people that come organically, those are the ones that count. Because just like your Instagram followers, I could vouch for Philip's Instagram. all the followers he has, it might not be thousands and thousands, but all of them he interacts with, they're all his clients, and they've all came to the gym before.
That's such an interesting topic to talk about, right? So it's kind of like making an email list.
Yeah,
right. Like
another important
all those followers I have are clients I've worked with. So I've essentially worked with in my first year like 250 people, which is huge. Right. 250 members is a lot, and that's a lot like, for a high ticket month cost.
Right.
That's a lot, and essentially the more they see me post over time, the more inclined they're to come back. Right. So those 250 over time, I'm going to build that to 1,000 people in the future. Right.
Exactly.
I just started my business last year.
Right. That's
It's been
crazy.
1 year, and I've already helped like 250 people who each pay like 400 to for like 2,000 or like 400 to 2,000 in that price range. Right. And I'm just going to keep growing.
And the nice thing about that is because you're building that list up. It's like that's a list of clients that you no longer have to pay for the leads of them, or
it's
like
free.
Yeah, exactly.
Free, right?
I'm not paying to get 100 more customers. Instead, I already have this list that's continuously growing, and they keep coming back for recurring income.
Yeah, if you guys have good pictures, good videos, and you keep posting that on your Instagram, your website, anywhere, Google My Business, Yelp, trust me, people are interested and they're gonna buy. Free organic traffic. Is super, super powerful.
Right.
And it's like there's like no other opportunity like that in the world. Like now today we have the opportunity. So make sure you're marketing your business well with Yelp, Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram, and just be consistent with it. There's always work to be done with marketing, and it's so fun. You never get bored of it, and there's so much to do.
Of course. And then I think that kind of comes down to our last tactic of marketing, which is the good old-fashioned word of mouth.
Word of mouth. So in your sales technique, right, when you first sell, you got to let them know that there's a referral program. Always. Referrals are key. Also key. One person, everyone's a tree. Everyone's like branches to another person.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, hey, now that you lost 30 pounds, right, how do your friends think about it?
Right.
Oh, that's so funny. My friend's getting married next June or something. Great. Like, yeah, I'll tell her to come. Things like that. Or, hey, if you bring in a client, like your next session's free. Your next 2 sessions free. And they go like crazy about it. Like, oh my God, that's so generous of you. They don't think of it like, oh, this guy's trying to get more clients. They think of it as like, oh my God, this guy is really on my team. He's really trying to see and now he's trying to help my friends. Right. So there are some people that are going to be like, oh, I'll think about it. But that we're just like you said before, asking is so powerful. Right. Ask people to come in, referral, and people talk and spread the wire. You know what I mean? So word of mouth is also key. That's how I first started my business. Without doing the other things, and I still survived. Word of mouth is powerful, man.
Yeah, you didn't exactly run all these ads the first like couple months, right?
Exactly. I didn't have transformation stories, right? I didn't have a powerful Yelp page, but I worked for them. If I started off doing those 4 things about Yelp, Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, I'd be at a complete like my first year of business, I made like $20,000. My whole year, $20,000. Like that's like nothing, you know what I mean? Because I didn't market. I just used word of mouth. But that shows you. Out of word of mouth, just word of mouth, I made $20,000 just by asking people. No Yelp, no Google, no website. Just, hey, you want to train with me? Hey, you want to train with me? Yeah, people just came and they did it with me. You know what I mean? So that's an extra possibility of a 20 actually creating to your yearly income.
And like your word of mouth over time, it definitely transformed too, right? It started with asking someone to come, and then it became, hey, let me spend some marketing into it, to where like, oh, I'll give you a referral program. That's on top of the word of mouth. There's marketing sapped into it. So
you have no idea how many times I've heard like, oh, like you're Aspire Fitness. Like I've heard of that before around this area because people talk about it. Word spreads like crazy. So don't underestimate the power of word of mouth.
I think to make things clear though, word of mouth is powerful. So that's exactly why your customer service has to be on point. Because just as easily they could tell their friends how good it is, they could tell their friends how bad it is.
That's so true, right? You got to be on point. You got to be on point.
It's all full circle. You got to have everything down to a T. Good customer service, then people will say good things about you.
Yeah, I mean, you're marketing like this beautiful image of a beautiful gym. They come in, they better have a beautiful experience, right?
Exactly. Or else it's an ugly word of mouth.
It's an ugly experience, and that's not what you want your name to be attached to, right? And so, like, sometimes that means you have to be patient. Sometimes you need to be empathetic and sympathetic to the patient, or to the client. So it all comes first full circle. So just to kind of sum everything up, first thing is get on Yelp, play the game of Yelp, We talked about that, right?
You just gotta play, man.
Get those pictures up. The slideshow upgrade is the only one you need.
Right.
Right, and get those pictures up. Yeah, be fake to them. You know, think about their ads and shit like that. You know, Google My Business.
Google My Business, right?
Yeah, just fill it out. Super easy. You can find a tutorial. We'll even make a tutorial on Google My Business.
Yeah.
Write some blog posts, articles, helpful content.
We'll go into detail on those too.
Yeah, we'll
blogs, email marketing. Exactly. Those are more fine niche detail things.
And they help you get ranked on the snack pack, right?
Yeah,
they help you get ranked in Google, which will lead more people to find you. So that's how you do Google My Business. Second, Facebook, you know, just post on there once in a Facebook and Instagram are connected, so you can just kind of, one post goes to the other.
Right.
But Facebook ads, that's if you can afford it and if you know how to do it. If you have the leeway to test, go for it.
And honestly, if you test one, as long as one works, up your budget. That's the magic with Facebook. Right when you find one, you up the budget.
Exactly. That's what we did for that one carousel ad.
Exactly.
We're putting more money into it because it converts. It makes way more money than we put into it. Right. There you go. So and then and Instagram's like that last final sale that people are going to come to, right? They want to check if you're a real human being. That's what Instagram's for.
Right.
Your stories, your posts. Yeah, make your Instagram fun. Make your Instagram exciting, and
make it presentable. Don't make it look choppy with low res images. You should be good to go.
Exactly. Don't do that, and don't do like the word of the day things or the quote of the day.
Oh
things.
yeah,
you're just gonna annoy people. Don't do that stuff. Okay, you can post tips, like really helpful tips.
Right.
But mostly videos of you training your clients, them boxing with you, or like you know them doing crazy workouts that look fun and exciting. Those are the videos you want,
right?
Because people follow that. But yeah, don't do those quote of the day things.
Right. Of course.
I see too many people do.
Yeah, and that's honestly for a service type business. That's more or less the marketing options that you sort of have.
And this goes for so many other businesses.
Yeah, any business this applies to. Maybe just one thing is if you're B2B, maybe try LinkedIn marketing, long form posts, right? Of course, that can work for personal training as well, but that's also another avenue you guys can try.
Right? So maybe that's an avenue I'll go in the future. Right? If
maybe
I
we
work
could.
With companies, right. So that works too, you know. So
it's all the clients you're trying to reach. Right? You're just trying to gather the attention for your business.
But yeah, Yelp, Google My Business, Facebook and Instagram, word of mouth. Those are really the key points of how you market your business.
Right.
You need all five. You need all five. And you do all five. So make sure you get that done.
There's no point in bubbling yourself into one because that's, you want all sources.
Exactly. Right? Yeah.
More
so
the merrier.
That's really it for marketing, man.
Yeah.
So go out there, take some beautiful pictures, get your content down, get your videos, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, if you guys have any other questions or, other ways that you guys think we can market, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And we'll do more in-depth videos like how we will with email marketing. We know that's a very important one because honestly, that becomes your source of free client list, right?
Exactly.
So that's something we'll go into detail on later in a future video. But for now, you want to get those couple steps
for
down.
Each of these we'll have different videos.
Yeah.
So make sure to comment on what you guys would like to hear about each of these topics, and we'll make sure to go really in depth for each of them.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys on the next video in the series.
Part 3, we're gonna go over sales.
Build this business, guys. Let's make that money, man.
Let's do it.
All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.